Hello and welcome back to the show. My name's Relevant. This is Do All the Things. On today's episode, slithering snakes make sibilance sentences. Sibilance, something I've been trying to battle in my mix, not sure how much it's affecting you watching, but I am going to be modifying on my MicParts.com S-12 to see if I can tame the high end a little bit. Stay tuned. Now, I have enough production experience that when I started this channel, I knew what pecking order I had to check off the quality assurance list in order to make sure that I was presenting myself to the minimum broadcast standard that I wanted. And that order was audio first, then lighting, then your camera. A lot of mistake people make is they buy themselves a nice camera, but their audio and lighting suck. Audio is the most important. If people can't clearly hear what you are trying to say, they're not going to find the video palatable. And I actually got this tip from some industry professionals back in the day. Well, kind of. It was a long time ago. People can forgive crappy video if they can clearly hear you. So around the beginning of this channel, I shot a video of me building a MicParts S-12 kit into my old Apex 430 microphone. And I've been pretty much using it for these workbench presentations exclusively ever since. I've been very happy with its sound quality and very happy with its noise floor. Now the only catch is, and that might be half of how I implement it just floating here out in front of the workbench, is that I find there's a little bit of sibilance in the mix that I'm always trying to battle. Now, I don't have the sibilance much when I'm using my lav mic because the lav mic, the proximity down here, it's not picking up all the projections. This guy's pick it up like, boom, my voice is thrown right towards it. It could get everything. As such, in post, this thing is heavily EQ'd. I actually have 2 EQ plugins on it because it needs that much EQing to sound the way I want it to. This guy is running almost flat. Like, it's dead on sound quality. Like, yeah. So part of the selling point here is it wasn't a cheap mic to build, but the quality you're going to get out of it is far, far superior than its cost when you compare it to name brand microphones. You'll easily pay over $1,000 for a microphone of this quality. And it's made even cheaper if you're a DIYer, which I am with my soldering experience. I was able to build the actual kit, and that's what that previous video was about. So what is the kit? MicParts S-12 looks roughly like this. That's a US price, and that's if you buy their complete kit with their shell and everything. I already had this shell to work with that was compatible, so I started off with a MP-V57 PCB kit. That's the preamp, the phantom powered preamp that's in the mic, and this one is a high output, super transparent, transformerless design. Believe it or not, most good microphones have some transformer in them to change the impedance of the capsule to match the impedance of your recording device. It's a whole thing. And with that, I got an RK12 capsule, which is supposed to be similar to the old AKG C12. Now, it's been a while since I've looked over this and researched what it's supposed to sound like. Maybe this wasn't the best capsule for me. Maybe I should have got, I don't know, the U47 type capsule. They now recently released the RK87, the U87 type capsule. Now, I do have experience with capsules before. I have an old Apex 430 that I put a Peluso capsule in it, and it did improve the sound. So I kind of knew that that is a thing. You can upgrade your microphones from stock. Now, one of the things with this PCB kit is it had some different components you could install into it to get different high frequency roll-offs. I'm not sure if they describe it here on the website. In fact, the website's documentation is kind of weak. Like, they have a whole very comprehensive guide here on how to put this together that I couldn't quickly find on the website itself. So I gotta pull out dish prep here. And what do I have in here? I guess that's the old capsule mount and or the new one that wasn't compatible. I don't know. Oh, here's the whole old mic right here. Oh, I have even more capsule mounts. Okay. There's the transformer in there, the old PCB in there, and here is the old capsule, which is funny because between all the parts that I have in here, I can pretty much just straight up build another mic. It would just be an Apex 430, but it would be a complete other mic, which is kind of redundant because I didn't need it. This is what I'm looking for here. Capacitors. Capacitors. Apparently if I change a capacitor in this, it's gonna change the high frequency. So let's see if we can find that in the documentation. Oh, I think this is it. High frequency EQ effects. If C14 is 470 PF, it's just which I'm willing to bet is what I have in here. C15 is 470 PF, but C14, so it's C14. This graph shows the effect of C14 on the frequency response of the circuit, as revealed by signal injection. The intent of this EQ trick is to correct the response of brightly voiced capsules. Now, I swear, somewhere in here, it may have recommended which to use. Although the Schlope circuit here is inherently linear in its frequency response, we have developed a method to optionally create high frequency attenuation. This allows for corrective EQ of brightly voiced capsules. This EQ is created by using a greater value than 470 PF. The higher the value, the greater the attenuation. Well, they don't have a schematic in here, so I can't analyze exactly how it works. And I'm surprised they don't have a schematic. I wonder if I message MicParts, it'd be like, hey, can you send me a schematic if they would? Some companies like to maintain industry secrets, but like I have the circuit board on hand here and all the component values. If I really wanted to reverse engineer this mic, nothing's going to stop me, so it would be extremely redundant to hide that information. For a linear circuit, use the 470 at C14, recommended for the RK47, also fine for the RK12 if you want a brightly voiced mic. Okay, so that's the thing we're going for. I got the RK12 and I'm thinking maybe it's a touch too bright. For mid-high frequency attenuation, use the 5600 PF at C14, recommended for the RK12 to gently reduce the capsule's presence. For moderate high frequency attenuation, use the 0.01 for the RK87. For more pronounced, then here's the other values for the K67. Okay, so they're recommending the 5600 PF for the RK12. So I guess we should try that one. Unless that's the one I put in there already. I have a 0.01, a 0.0015, no, a 0.015, a 150p, and a 470p. Oh, well, I guess it's time to take this pupper apart and see what's inside it, right? Before I do that, before. The slithering snakes make sibilant sentences. Oh, the snake's sibilant hiss caused high-frequency puppy to... The snake's sibilant hiss caused the high-frequency puppy to flee. How did I read that so wrong? As the teenager walked away, she heard her rival sibilant voice taunting her. The scared cat made a sibilant sound before scratching the little boy. Well, that's... Little boys shouldn't be harassing kitties. We all know that. So yeah, the sibilant snake's hiss caused the high-frequency puppy to flee. All right, pausing audio. Audio back on. Let us pull this down. We are now on the lav mic. All right. So that comes off like that. That comes off like that. And let us see what we have here. So, cardioid and omni. Cardioid. You know, that's another thing you can change, the pattern. And I don't remember, you can either have a cardioid or omni design. I can't quite remember off the top of my head which function I went with. I think it's omni, like we have the other half of the capsule hooked up here. In one configuration, it would just be one side of the capsule and it would have a pad, which would attenuate some of the input levels. It's a pad. Actually, there's a capacitor here that says pad and there's nothing there. So I guess I went with the omni function. All right, so C14 is the 5600. I already have the recommended capacitor in here, which is not on this chart. So that's for mild high frequency. So a 0.01 off the top of my head is a 10,000 PF. So that's gonna be like double the 5600. So if we put the 0.01 in there, well, I guess we'll find out. 0.015 isn't that much more. 0.047 can be put in here, which does not appear that they gave you. So I guess that's more extreme. It's kind of like, well, if you really want to, Hoima, 0.01 baht. Okay, I guess I gotta get the heat iron warmed up though, right? Microphone, stay put. Thing is, this what I actually need to tame Sibilance? I don't know. Maybe I need some better plugins, or maybe I need to learn how to mix. I'm a live sound guy, or I was for many, many years, and I got pretty good at it. Now, the thing with mixing live is it's nothing like mixing for recording, because live you're mixing one particular PA or stereo system in a particular room, and you can mix based on that stereo in that room and make it sound perfect. For recording, you are mixing for all sorts of different stereo systems, and without actually knowing how people are going to listen to it, you got to kind of think ahead. Now, I don't exactly have the correct kind of studio monitors. I basically just reference other YouTube videos. I play them, listen to how they sound, and then I try to match that in mine as best as I can. This room isn't exactly ideal. I don't have all the padding around, and that padding's not exactly practical in this mad scientist laboratory I have going on here. I don't even have a blank wall behind me. There's shelves of stuff. What am I gonna do? Put padding all over the shelves of stuff and make it annoying to get at the stuff? Okay, so C14 is right here. Tout un petit screw means we need un petit screwdriver. It might be tricky to work on this. I just realized these wires are coming directly down to here. Got a couple wires coming here, couple wires in between. Yeah, I did a good job assembling this, and I know that because it's hard to disassemble. But it looks like, yes, we should be able to get just right there well enough. So I've clamped this in the vise to hopefully hold it reasonably steady. Looks like it'll be easy enough for me to grab at this component. Can I leverage this out now? Just not being easy. Like, I don't want to damage this component. Hey, little jumper. Okay, carefully. Just the other side now. Okay. Yes, a little jumper. Now, how clear are these holes? Clearing tiny holes like this could be tricky. Got to put the sucker on one side, iron on the other. That did it one. This one's being a nuisance, bud. There we go. All right, so in goes the 0.01. I'm not gonna bend the tabs on this one. I'm gonna do a three-handed maneuver here. Press that on there, bring down this solder glob, tack it on. Tack on the other one. Okay, that should be pretty good. And now we'll crop the leads. Why did I think this video was gonna be longer? Just changing one capacitor in here. What's C16 all about? There's a missing position here. Wonder if that has anything to do with anything. Oh, 17's missing too. Yeah, quick skim of the manual, I can't find anything about C16 and 17. I swear when I read it before, it mentioned something about it, but I don't feel like going into detail here. Now, there is a step here where you're supposed to do a calibration to the mic after. Now, that's after you assemble it. I don't know if changing one capacitor is going to change the calibration. I guess we could check real quick. So we got to connect this to power, phantom power. Guess we have to pull down our line here. Now, I don't know if my recorder will put out power if the channel is disabled, but it says one probe to chassis, another probe to right here, this junction here. No, there's no power there. Okay, let's turn it back on. Audio reset, 60.3 volts. So yeah, the target's 60 volts, so nothing's changed, it's good. Recorder's not gonna like that. Maybe that 0.3 volt difference will affect the tone I'm looking for. You think? I doubt it. Let's get this popper put back together and test it. All right, let's just sloot that in there. Bum, 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 and clip her on. Can you hear me if I do this? Well, the meters on the recorder say you can hear me if I do this. So, how about an after? The slithering snake makes sibilant sentences. The slithering snakes make sibilant sentences. The snake's sibilant hiss caused the high-frequency puppy to free. The snake's sibilant hiss caused high-frequency puppy to The snake's sibilant hiss caused the high-frequency puppy to free. The snake's sibilant hiss caused the high-frequency puppy to free. Maybe I should be talking in a funny voice. Talk about tubes. Talk about tubes. Tubes and guitars and soldering. We're gonna solder the sibilant snake. We're gonna solder the microphone capsule. And I have no idea what this sounds like right now because, like, I can't hear it. Here are our monitoring headphones. Not exactly the best solution for listening back. And I think the way the monitoring on my recorder is set up, I'm not even going to be able to hear this mic. Hey? Nope. I have to play back. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell on these things. I have to edit this video. I won't be able to tell until I'm seeing it in post. Oh, hey, future me here, at least future to when I filmed the video. In editing, I'm comparing the sounds of them, and there's something off. There's less overall volume, and there's like this mid-warmth that's missing. And at first I'm thinking to myself, geez, I'm not sure I like the sound of this capacitor change. But then, you know, I listened, and then I had an idea. You see, remember I said I'm a sound guy. You know, most people, they could have good ears to recognize something's off. But when you have sound guy ears, you can sometimes identify when something's off. It's the reason why I'm often not startled by bumps in the night, because my brain can identify the sound before it can actually scare me. So yeah, while editing, I ran in here and I checked the mic, and what did I find? That's right, the microphone was accidentally, I had it set to Omni mode, which means it's picking up sound from all around, not just what's in front of it. That's what I was hearing. That was the acoustic anomaly that seemed off to me. I was hearing the room, not just my voice, but the room. And you might ask yourself, why does Omni mode make it so that there's less mid-warmth and overall output? Well, that's because of phase cancellation. Sound frequencies from my voice are hitting the mic diaphragm, but they're also bouncing off the wall and hitting the back of the mic. The diaphragm on the back is in phase with the diaphragm on the front. So if the audio frequencies that are hitting it from the back are out of phase, they cancel it out. And obviously, whatever frequencies are bouncing off the wall there are in those ranges that I didn't like. Phase cancellation's simple. You have your audio spectrum, you have a sound wave, but when you hit it with an equal, exact opposite sound wave, they end up canceling each other out and resulting in no sound. Because, you know, if you have sound pressure going this way and this way at the same time, well, it's physics. So, now that is sorted out, let's do a more better after. Slithering snakes make sibilant sentences. Sibilant snakes make for sibilant sentences. Slithering snakes make sibilant sentences. Slithering snakes make for sibilant sentences. Slithering snakes make sibilant sentences. Slithering snakes make for sibilant sentences. The snake's sibilant hiss caused high-frequency puppy to... The slithering snake made the high-frequency puppy free. The snake's sibilant hiss caused the high-frequency puppy to free. The slithering snake made the high-frequency puppy free. The slithering snake... Here, kitty kitty. Don't worry, I'm not the bad boy that's gonna terrorize you. So yeah, now I get to actually hear if I like the sound of this cap change or not. But hey, this is a great thing to figure out. Kinda fix that problem before I got too far, and well, the last couple of videos that I shot might sound a bit funny, so you can forgive me. That said, continuity might be a little bit confusing on the basis that, well, I don't know what order I'm going to post this in. I might be posting this video more recently so that I can hear the differences. And then I still have a whole vast amount of content filmed with the old configuration. So you're still going to be hearing the old mic configuration for quite a while. As perspective, as of the filming of this video, May 19th, 22, I'm posting videos that I filmed last year, so it could easily be a year before we catch up here. But either way, I felt this is something that needed to be done. I don't know if this solved the problem. I'm still hearing a little bit, and I don't really want to take much more high end out of the mic because I like the presence that it has. So I guess we'll see. But if you enjoyed this, stay tuned because I tinker on stuff. And every now and then it might be something related to sound, even though I haven't done a whole heck of a lot of this kind of recording stuff and haven't got much of that planned. Wouldn't mind building more of these mics, but they're expensive and I don't need more of them yet. So, we'll see. Like a deer in the headlights. Not sure what to do at the end. Oh.